James Coppin, World News Report today. Ladies and gentlemen, everything's leaking out of the government as we speak. I don't know if it's planned or what's going on, but Matt Gaetz is actually come on the Benny Johnson show and said that he is aware of multiple breeding programs with humans and aliens and multiple alien types, if you will. We're going to listen to this and two other programs. I don't know if this is to distract us from the big loss we're taking over in Iran or if this is real, but you know what? It's important enough to worry about.
I think the most important information will be the biologics that are not human that have been discovered. And like even some of the briefings that aren't classified just need to be out in the public. I mean, I had someone come and brief me who was in a military uniform, worked for the United States Army, that was briefing me on the locations of hybrid breeding programs where captured aliens were breeding with humans to create some hybrid race that could engage in intergalactic communication. An actual uniformed member of the United States Army briefed me on that.
Non-human biologics, interracial alien mating? What the F is going on? Look, wait a second. You had whistleblowers tell you this kind of thing? Can you please unpack that?
Yeah, I had a guy who was uniformed. He was a senior enlisted.
There have been some cuts. We hope that this is all real. It appears to be real. I ran it through AI 3 different times. It comes out as real. Benny Johnson interview from
with the United States Army, came into my office in Crestview, Florida, in a non-classified setting. I had members of my staff there, and what they explained is that the military ran a very secret program where aliens that were living were in forced breeding programs with humans that had been abducted from war zones and from even the caravans of migrants. Now, again, I didn't verify this, but what the whistleblower was telling me is that there were like between 6 and 12 locations around the country where this happened. And what he wanted was a group, members of Congress, to all show up at the same time at all of these different locations so that any of those activities could not be moved. And of course, it's a physical impossibility to get members of Congress to simultaneously show up at like 8 locations at one time. And so that never occurred.
What do you mean non-human biologics? Like this?
Well, that was the testimony of David Grush before the House Oversight Committee, yeah, which I joined. And the testimony was that in crashes of craft that had been recovered by the CIA and through a special program that the CIA had for crash recovery, that it wasn't just, you know, the hard materials, it was also biologics, but that they couldn't identify a human source of those biologics.
And now, Tim Burchett, reacting to Matt Gaetz' claims, he actually, says everything Matt says is 100% true. It's worse than we could ever imagine. And if we knew it all, we would never sleep at night again. Are we just food or what? These slime balls. Tim Burchett.
I don't have the tinfoil hat on just yet, Congressman, but I'm wondering, kind of how you react to that, because you are connected. You're on the UFO subcommittee. I mean, I'm just wondering what you make of that. Have you heard anything like that?
Well, I'm still a member of Congress, so I can't really comment too much on what Matt said. But I will say this.
Wait, seriously? Are you being serious, or is that
I'm being 100% serious? Okay. I've been 100% serious. I've been briefed by just about every alphabet agency there is, and I'll just tell you this: if they would release the things that I've seen, you would stay up. You'd be up at night worrying about or thinking about this stuff. We just need to disclose it all. I'm sick of it. Well, I was briefed. I'll just tell you this: I was briefed last week on an issue, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago, and it would have set the earth on it. this country would have come unglued. I think if they would have heard all that I heard, they would demand answers, and we need to. But it's never going to get. Unfortunately, it just keeps getting covered up, and the people that know are dying or disappearing, as the case may be.
Wow.
And for the record, I'm not suicidal, and I don't take risks.
I'm glad you said that. I'm speechless, Congressman. We
You
will
should
have you
be.
back.
You should be. And I told the president, release it all. And the problem is, the people that are around the president don't know and the president doesn't know the questions to ask. A few of us are going to have to get with the president and tell him what he needs to ask and where he needs to look. I mean, we're in meetings and they give addresses and tell locations of items, I'll just say. And the public has a right to know, dadgummit. It's your tax dollars.
Absolutely.
Let's get it out there.
You got my attention, Congressman. I appreciate you being as forthcoming as you have been tonight, and we look forward to having you back. Look, I know Donald Trump wants to disclose something. He hasn't done it yet, but I think he wants to be the president to do that. Tim Burchett, thank you.
He does.
And you know what? This gets scarier every moment. Are they controlling our leaders? Is that what he's saying? Why would we be so afraid if we find out what he knows? Now, I like Matt Gaetz a lot. I love Tim Burchett. I think this guy's a jackass, okay? Total jackass. But let's let him speak for a minute, right?
I would like to offer you the unredacted version of it. It's very sensitive for you to convey over to your friend, Mr. Vance. But I think that because he needs to get read in on this properly before speaking about it too much. It's a very serious issue. And I will tell you, if this is disclosed improperly, it'll be 1,000 times worse than COVID. And I think that when you're talking about the fact we are being visited by advanced civilizations, they are not hostile. If they were hostile, we'd be gone. But we have approached them very hostilely. We have literally downed at least 1,000 or more of their spacecraft using illegal electromagnetic pulse weapons. And I know where they're being used and how they're being used. And we have captured those bodies, some living, some dead. And Mr. Gaetz was correct in saying that there are some gruesome programs being run by military where they've been trying to combine DNA of these creatures with humans, and they come out with these monstrous looking things that are used to abduct people. So everyone's here of alien abductions. It's not the extraterrestrials doing it. It's a covert human program. And we know this and we can prove it. So this is a huge story. It's the biggest scandal in the history of the United States in its founding. I think for our 250th anniversary, we should be liberated from the secrecy, and these extraordinary technologies that could benefit all of humanity need to begin to be looked at, to be brought out. So that's what we're doing with the Disclosure Project.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope it's not what I think it is, but it sounds like we are, well, the meal. So what are your thoughts on Matt Gaetz' recent comments on a supposed human alien breeding program? I'm thinking that he's telling it from the vest. It's all real. And we could have leaders that are infected with vril or something close to vril. That would explain their crazy ass behavior. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please. God bless you guys. Please share our video. Please subscribe. And always remember that anything's possible in Bizarro World.